Ryan looks cute as what a good boy because Conor's gonna dog walk him. Huh. Alright, so bet on it. You guys, everybody that thinks Conor's gonna beat me, oh, he's streaming, he's doing this, he's doing that, like you said with Barrios, if you think he's gonna beat me, please bet the money. Guess what? I'm gonna collect every amount of it. That part.
Ryan Garcia reacting with laughter to Conor Benn's latest training footage has instantly turned what was supposed to be a normal gym update into another heated chapter in their growing rivalry. Instead of the clip being seen as just another routine training session, it has now become part of the ongoing psychological war between the two fighters, where every post, every video, and every reaction is being analyzed by fans and media. Conor Benn has been looking extremely sharp in camp, showing intensity, discipline, and aggression that reflect his fighting identity inside the ring. His training footage is built around pressure, power shots, and non-stop energy, which has always defined his style as a come-forward fighter who tries to break opponents mentally and physically. That is exactly why even simple clips from his training camp gain attention, because fans know Benn does not train to survive fights. He trains to dominate them, whether Conor Benn is working on the pads, pushing through heavy bag rounds, or sharpening his footwork and defensive movement. Everything he shows in training reflects a fighter preparing for a violent and high-pressure battle. His approach is not about technical survival or cautious boxing, it is about forcing opponents into uncomfortable exchanges where his aggression becomes the deciding factor. That is why every new training video builds anticipation, because fans understand that Benn's preparation is always focused on intensity and physical confrontation. He does not enter camp thinking about points or distance fighting, he prepares to impose himself and turn every fight into a war of attrition where he can overwhelm his opponent.
No.
On the other side of the equation, Ryan Garcia has been living a completely different lifestyle in Japan, where his recent clips have been circulating widely across social media. Instead of staying quiet or fully locked into fight promotion energy, Ryan has been seen moving freely, enjoying himself, and displaying his usual flashy and confident personality. Some fans interpret this as a sign of self-assurance and mental relaxation, suggesting that he is simply enjoying life while remaining confident in his abilities. Others, however, see it as a potential lack of focus during an important phase of fight buildup. Regardless of interpretation, one thing is certain: every move Ryan makes now carries extra weight because of the Conor Benn connection, and his public presence keeps the rivalry active even when no official fight announcement exists.
Morning graft, attack the days, make the days count. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Keep that belt warm for me. Coming for you, boy. And what?
The tension escalated further when Conor Benn responded directly to Ryan Garcia's Japan clips with a sharp and aggressive warning, making it clear that he is not impressed by Ryan's relaxed attitude outside the ring. Benn's message was not subtle or diplomatic, instead, it carried a tone of frustration and intent, suggesting that once the fight is officially signed, the lifestyle, travel, and social media presence will no longer matter. From Benn's perspective, Ryan's current behavior is something that will be punished inside the ring, where he believes aggression and pressure will overwhelm any sense of comfort Ryan currently displays. This reaction turned a simple training comparison into a direct verbal confrontation between two fighters building toward a potential collision.
What round is Conor Benn going to sleep?
Oh, he's gonna go to sleep in rounds 6 or 7.
Are you excited?
Of course, man. We're gonna beat. You know that.
He called you out again today.
I was just saying. He acts like I have a contract. Brother, I don't have a contract. You know.
How you been, Ryan? Good?
I've been
You look
good.
good?
Yeah.
You look like you've been training?
I've been training hard. Once you're a champion, you gotta stay a champion.
Ryan Garcia did not ignore Conor Benn's comments and responded with his own confident statement, firing back through social media and making it clear that he is not intimidated by Benn's threats. Ryan's response carried his usual self-belief, suggesting that fans should not misinterpret his relaxed lifestyle as a lack of seriousness about the fight.
Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn negotiations.
There's no update. I have been hearing rumblings and rumors. Nobody has talked to me. We have obviously the final say because I am Ryan Garcia's promoter. But this is the one thing I can tell you. We work with every promoter out there. Even if it has to be Dana White and Zuffa. You know, as much as I hate it, let's go. Why not? Because the fighters want this fight. Ryan wants this fight. He wants to fight Conor Benn. But yeah, hey, let's make it happen. This is what boxing is all about. You have to work with the promoters to make these fights happen. So I'm not gonna get in the way of it. If that's what Ryan wants, that's what he's gonna get. It's a matter of details. It's a matter of making sure that all parties are happy. Ultimately, there has to be a conversation, and whether they like it or not, we're gonna maybe be, you know, on stage together, a few feet away. Who knows what might happen? Maybe the press conference will be more exciting than the actual fight because of me and Dana White going at it. Who knows? But I'm ready. You know me.
Esa pregunta te la hago en español, Oscar.
They don't write in your comments right there?
I don't know, brother. Hey, if they do, I'm ready for it, man. Let's go.
Oscar, yo cubro mucho entretenimiento, tanto los artistas como los boxeadores.
He insisted that when the time comes, he believes he will handle Conor Benn convincingly and prove the difference between them in skill and timing. This exchange has now intensified the rivalry further, because both fighters are no longer just promoting a fight, they are personally invested in proving each other wrong in front of the world. Conor Benn quickly escalated the situation again with another aggressive response, questioning Ryan Garcia's focus and commitment by pointing to his time in Japan and suggesting that Ryan is more focused on lifestyle than preparation.
Fought pro grade. What do you think about Conor Benn as a fighter?
As a fighter, he's levels below, like levels below.
Levels? Like more than one?
Levels, like it ain't even like a close, a debate, even talk about, nah, he's levels below. But what I will say about Conor Benn, he's very focused and he is getting better. He's not just staying in the same spot.
Benn's message was direct and confrontational, urging Ryan to stop posting online and instead commit to signing the contract if he truly believes he is ready to fight. Perspective, training hard and staying disciplined is what defines a real fighter, and he is positioning himself as the one doing the serious work while Ryan is distracted by fame and social attention. This back and forth has now transformed the rivalry into something much more personal and competitive. He continued applying pressure by sending another public message stating that he is coming for Ryan Garcia, reinforcing the idea that once the fight becomes official, his intention is to bring constant pressure and aggression from the opening bell.
Of his career to date. One thing about Conor Benn, you know, as much as my views may have changed personally, he trains very hard. He'll give it his all. You know, it's going to be a great fight, and it will be an entertaining fight, I'm sure. You know, I think Ryan Garcia, though, arguably, is another level to the opponents he's been in terms of levels. But you know, I can't write Conor off. I'm not going to sit here and write him off in that fight because he's going to go out there. This changes his life. He's had a dream to become the WBC world champion. I'd anticipate that belt is on the line, unless there's any differences with Zuffa. But yeah, I wish him.
Tone suggests that this is not just about winning a boxing match but about physically breaking down his opponent and making a statement on a global stage. With each exchange, Benn is trying to establish psychological dominance by portraying himself as the more disciplined and dangerous fighter, while framing Ryan as someone who relies too heavily on image and confidence rather than preparation. Ryan Garcia, however, responded with equal confidence by predicting that Conor Benn would be stopped within 6 or 7 rounds, showing that he is fully engaged in the mental warfare surrounding the fight. Ryan believes that his speed, timing, and counterpunching ability will be too much for Benn once the pressure exchanges begin.
Conor Benn does in a fight like that with Ryan.
I got Conor Benn. I know it's a surprising thing. I think Ryan Garcia is a better boxer, but Conor Benn is a fighter, bro. Conor Benn is just a raw fighter. You know, the thing is, Conor Benn has to hide his punches a little more. Conor Benn has a lot of power. We fought at 150 so the gloves are bigger, but Conor Benn does have he hit me real hard. He has a lot of power, but he doesn't hide it. He doesn't hide it real good. You know, you can see everything coming. He really is like swinging. So when you can see it coming, you kind of brace. You can put your hands up. You can move a little bit. But if he hides punches, it might be a little, it might be a little better for him. But I think Ryan Garcia is a better boxer. But sometimes we know Ryan, but sometimes Ryan looks really good, and then sometimes he looks bad. And last fight he looked good against Barrios. But next fight, he might look bad. He might underestimate Conor Benn. And sometimes when you do that, because Conor Benn, they say he didn't look good his last fight against me. So, sometimes you underestimate people, and because it's a fight by fight basis. You can look at somebody, they can look like shit that fight, and they come and get on your next fight. Because it's all. Sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not your night. He might come. He wants the belt too. That's the thing. Conor Benn is hungry. He wants that belt. And
at the same time, Ryan's public appearances in Los Angeles, where he has been seen interacting with fans and receiving strong support, continue to reinforce his star power and popularity. This combination of confidence and public attention adds another layer to the build-up, as both fighters now feel validated in completely different ways. However, the situation surrounding Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn is not limited to just the fighters themselves, as major promotional and business tensions have also entered the picture. Oscar de la Hoya has publicly expressed frustration about being excluded from discussions involving potential fight negotiations between Zuffa Boxing and Paramount, especially since Ryan Garcia remains under Golden Boy promotion.
Fight is Conor Benn looking better than he did in his last performance, a lot better, because Ryan Garcia is happy again, healthy again, and looking very dangerous. It's going to be fireworks in the build-up from both men. They both got great presence. They're both box office stars. Whatever anyone says about Conor Benn, and I'll say it again, he may end up with 50 million in the bank, never having won a title. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think his profile now is through the roof. I really do, and I think it's going to get even bigger. For him to go to America, and he was, he was at, I don't know the wrestling event he was at, but he was there, he was ringside, he was on ESPN. He's everywhere in America at the moment, and for him to be mentioned now by Ryan Garcia, I think whatever he's doing, people might not like.
Concern highlights the complexity behind the scenes, where multiple promotional companies and stakeholders are involved in trying to control or influence the direction of the fight. This business conflict adds another obstacle that could impact whether or not the fight actually materializes. Shakur Stevenson also weighed in on Conor Benn, offering a blunt assessment of his boxing ability while acknowledging his improvements over time. Shakur made it clear that in his opinion, Benn is still not on the same level in terms of skill, ring IQ, and technical mastery. He emphasized the difference between being an exciting fighter and being an elite-level technician, suggesting that he places himself far above Benn in that hierarchy.
Probably Conor Benn, because Conor's become this kind of villainous figure in in the promotional stakes with these interviews that Keith Connolly's been doing in the last couple of weeks, and what Eddie's said and what Eddie Hearn and Frank Smith have said about they won't deal with Conor again, they won't deal with Connolly again. I'm probably more interested in that, to see whether Benn can withstand the Garcia power and whether he can put anything on Garcia. I still see Garcia as a big favourite.
However, he did give Benn some credit for progress and development, showing that while he respects Benn's journey, he does not see him as a true equal in elite boxing terms. Promoter Frank Smith also commented on the situation, highlighting how Conor Benn's association with Zuffa Boxing and Ryan Garcia's continued status as a major American boxing attraction makes this matchup particularly significant from a business standpoint. Reports suggest Benn is targeting a WBC welterweight opportunity, while Ryan has also shown interest in the fight, creating alignment in terms of competitive motivation. However, complications arise due to promotional disagreements, particularly involving Golden Boy and Oscar de la Hoya, who have reportedly raised concerns about being excluded from negotiations. This means that even though the fight has strong public demand, the business structure behind it remains unstable.
He calls out Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia talking about he's going to be fighting him in August on a stream. What's your thoughts on him, fighting for the WBC title against Ryan Garcia next?
They pushed him up to number one, so it's politics and money, pressing the number one. I don't think this win warranted a shot at the championship. But, you know, Ryan Garcia is coming off a loss and got a shot at the championship. So boxing is a shaky game, you know. I guess if you can quote unquote do numbers or have the right political connections, you know, anything has happened. But I'll favor Ryan Garcia in the match. And that's all I got to say.
Regis Prograis also shared his perspective on the matchup and surprisingly leaned slightly in favor of Conor Benn in terms of physical danger, while still acknowledging Ryan Garcia's superior technical ability. According to Prograis, Ryan is the sharper boxer with better timing and cleaner skills, but Benn possesses natural fighting instincts and heavy punching power that cannot be ignored. Having shared experience with Benn in the ring, Prograis understands how dangerous he can be when he commits to his offense. However, he also pointed out that Benn needs to refine his approach and disguise his attacks better, because at higher levels, predictable aggression can be punished severely. Analysts like Gareth A.
A lot of people think that Conor has been wonderfully matched, marvellously matched, made enormous amounts of money, which no one begrudges people making money, but it's been wonderfully matched to achieve that. Ryan Garcia, whatever we may or may not think about his performance against Tank Davis, is at a level that could possibly expose Conor Benn to what people think is that he's not at this level. What's your view on that? Do you think he gets exposed in this fight, Conor?
Listen, Conor is my pal, so I'm not going to sit here and try to...
These and others describe the matchup as a blend of sport, business, and entertainment drama, noting how Conor Benn has developed a villain-like presence in the build-up due to his outspoken nature and aggressive promotional style. From their perspective, Ryan Garcia would still enter the fight as the favorite due to his speed, athleticism, and recent performances, but Benn's pressure style makes him a genuine threat if he can impose his rhythm. They also stress that proper weight conditions, likely around welterweight, would play a crucial role in determining fairness and competitiveness in the matchup. Bernard Hopkins' Circle and other boxing voices have also analyzed the situation, pointing out the political nature of modern boxing where opportunities are often influenced by name value, timing, and promotional backing rather than pure rankings alone. While Ryan Garcia is coming off setbacks, his global popularity still keeps him in high-profile conversations, while Benn's positioning is seen as part of a carefully structured career path.
Ryan's just like a wild card. He definitely got, when he had his best, I definitely see him beat Conor Benn. But like I say, I'd rather definitely fight Conor.
When you said that, you think that Ryan beats him, what do you see? Like, why do you feel that way?
I just think dude will probably run into something. Yeah, I think he'd run into something. He tough, he gonna bring it, but Conor Benn is a good opponent for him more definitely because he gonna bring it. He gonna come to fight. He got some heart, so he gonna come to fight. He ain't one of the dudes who's gonna just let you get it the easy way. But I mean, we definitely, definitely destroy him. Like,
yeah. So you're thinking that Ryan Garcia would knock out Benn?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. Yeah.
Is it a big fight? Conor Benn and him. There's rumors saying that it could be on Netflix.
Despite this, most analysts still slightly favor Ryan due to his combination of speed, power, and timing, which could create major problems for Benn if the fight becomes technical rather than purely physical. Derek Chisora and Simon Jordan added another layer to the discussion by questioning whether Conor Benn has truly been tested at the elite level required to face someone like Ryan Garcia. In their analysis, Benn has built a strong name and solid record, but has not consistently faced opponents with the same global experience, reach, and speed as Ryan. This raises the key question of whether Benn is ready for a step up in competition or whether this fight would expose gaps in his development when facing a fighter operating at a higher international level. Derek Chisora and Simon Jordan added another layer to the discussion by questioning whether Conor Benn has truly been tested at the elite level required to face someone like Ryan Garcia. In their analysis, Benn has built a strong name and solid record, but has not consistently faced opponents with the same global experience, reach, and speed as Ryan. This raises the key question of whether Benn is ready for a step up in competition or whether this fight would expose gaps in his development when facing a fighter operating at a higher international level. Additional voices in boxing have also pointed out that this fight would carry massive global attention, potentially involving major streaming platforms and international promotion deals, which further increases its commercial value. The combination of Ryan Garcia's star power and Conor Benn's aggressive fighting identity creates a matchup that is not only competitive but also highly marketable. This means the fight is being discussed not just as a sporting event, but as a major entertainment product with global reach and financial stakes. At the same time, analysts like Tim Bradley have emphasized that beyond the trash talk and social media exchanges, real negotiations must happen privately if the fight is to be finalized. He pointed out that public callouts and online debates often create pressure, but they do not replace actual contract discussions between teams. Bradley also highlighted that while Conor Benn is gaining attention, Ryan Garcia still represents the bigger global name, making him the central figure in negotiations if the fight moves forward. Overall, boxing experts agree that the potential clash between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn represents one of the most explosive stylistic matchups available in the sport today. With Ryan's speed, timing, and counterpunching ability going up against Benn's relentless pressure, aggression, and power, the fight naturally creates uncertainty in prediction. As promotional tension, social media exchanges, and business negotiations continue to unfold, the build-up is only getting louder, and if the fight is officially made, it promises to deliver one of the most emotionally charged and high-profile events in modern boxing.